For 15 years, I raised my daughters alone. Every birthday, every scraped knee, every sleepless night. I thought I had earned their love. I thought I was their hero. Until one day, they looked me in the eye and said, "Mom's new husband is a better father." We accepted his adoption. My heart shattered. But then came the twist they didn't see coming. Their decision had a legal consequence. One that would change everything. And for the first time, the power was in my hands. My name is Daniel Harris. I'm 42 years old. And this is the story of how the two people I loved most, my daughters, shattered me with words I'll never forget. For 15 years I was their everything. Their protector. Their provider. Their father. When their mother walked out, I was left holding a diaper bag in one hand and overdue bills in the other. I didn't flinch. I worked double shifts at the factory. I studied late at night to climb into management. I packed lunches, tied shoelaces, and learned how to French braid hair by watching YouTube tutorials at 3 in the morning. People whispered, "He can't do it." But I did. Year after year. I thought sacrifice was love. I thought they would always know the truth. Then came the day it all changed. It was a Sunday. Sundays used to be our day. Pancakes in the morning, movies on the couch, laughter echoing through our little home. But this Sunday, they came back from their mother's place different. Colder. Almost rehearsed. "Dad," Sophia, my eldest, said as she set her backpack down. Her tone was flat. Almost businesslike. "We need to talk." I frowned. "About what?" She glanced at Lily, who wouldn't meet my eyes. Then Sophia delivered the blow. "Mom's new husband. He's been more of a father to us than you have. We've accepted his adoption." The room went silent. I couldn't breathe. "Adoption?" I finally croaked. You signed adoption papers?" Lily's eyes watered, but she nodded. "It's better this way. He can give us what you can't." My chest burned. Every sleepless night. Every meal skipped so they could eat. Every late bill I endured just to keep the lights on. All of it erased in a single sentence. I staggered back, gripping the edge of the counter to steady myself. "So, I'm nothing to you now? After everything?" Sophia's jaw tightened. "It's not like that. It's just, he feels like home now." The word sliced me open. Home. The daughters I raised alone. The girls who once clung to me when thunderstorms scared them. The same ones who used to whisper, "Don't leave us, Daddy." Now telling me another man was home. I swallowed hard. "You don't understand what you've done," I said quietly. They exchanged confused looks. "What do you mean?" Lily asked. I didn't answer. Not yet. Because what they didn't know was that by signing those adoption papers, they had legally voided something vital. Something that would change the course of all our lives. And as I stared at the daughters who had just broken my heart, one thought pulsed in my mind. They had no idea the storm that was coming. The silence after their words stretched like a blade across my chest. I wanted to shout. To demand answers. To make them feel the weight of what they had done. But I didn't. I just stared. "Dad, please don't make this harder," Sophia whispered. "This doesn't mean we don't care about you." Didn't care? They had just erased me with a signature. 15 years of fatherhood discarded like yesterday's newspaper. I forced myself to sit down. My hands trembled, but my voice was steady. "You two really don't know what you've signed, do you?" Lily's brows furrowed. "What do you mean?" I looked from one face to the other. "You accepted his adoption. You think it's just a new label. A new man to call Dad. But adoption isn't just symbolic. It's legal." They shifted uncomfortably. Sophia crossed her arms. "Of course we know. Mom and her lawyer explained everything." I laughed bitterly. "Did they? Did they tell you that once you're adopted, all of your legal ties to me are severed? That includes inheritance rights." Their eyes widened. The words hit like thunder. "What?" Lily whispered. "You heard me," I said coldly. "For 15 years every penny I saved, every sacrifice I made, it was all for you. But now, legally, you're not my children anymore. You belong to him." Sophia shook her head. Defiant. "That's not true." You're just trying to scare us. I leaned forward, locking eyes with her. Am I? Then ask Mom's lawyer to show you the statute. Once the court finalizes it, your adoption is permanent. Irreversible. You've cut me out of your lives on paper, and in the eyes of the law. The room went still. For the first time, I saw fear in their eyes. You mean, Lily's voice cracked, we don't get anything from you? Not even. No, I said flatly. Not a dime. Not a house. Not a name. You made your choice. Tears welled in Lily's eyes. Sophia tried to stay strong, but her lip trembled. I wanted to hold them, to forgive them, but the sting was too raw. 15 years. Gone with one piece of paper. You'll regret this, I whispered. Maybe not today. Maybe not tomorrow. But one day, you'll understand what you threw away. Sophia slammed her hand on the table. You don't get it. We just want stability. He treats us like we matter. You're always working. Always tired. You were never enough. Her words cut deeper than any knife. Not enough. After everything. I stood, my voice shaking but sharp. Then enjoy your new father. Because the old one doesn't exist anymore. Not legally. And soon. Not at all. I walked out of the room, leaving them in stunned silence. Behind me, I heard Lily sob softly. And for the first time in 15 years, I didn't turn back. The first week after that conversation, the house was silent. No laughter. No chatter. Just the cold distance of two daughters who had chosen someone else. They spent more time at their mother's. I let them. Why fight for children who had already signed me away? But soon, whispers reached me. Little things that told me their perfect new father wasn't as perfect as they believed. Lily came home one evening, eyes red. I asked nothing at first. But when she dropped her bag in the hallway, I saw the bruised strap marks across her shoulders. Too heavy a load for someone her age. He makes us do chores, she muttered when I pressed. Like, real chores. Cleaning his office. Washing his car. Carrying boxes for his business. I bit my tongue. Fury burned inside me, but I kept my voice calm. That's not fatherhood, Lily. That's free labor. She flinched, then looked away. Mom says it's good for us. Builds character. A few days later, Sophia slipped. She left her phone on the counter while she showered, and a notification popped up. A message from their mother's husband. It read, "Tell your sister to stop complaining. She lives under my roof now. My rules." I stared at the words until my chest ached. So that was the truth. Not love. Not fatherhood. Control. That evening, when the girls sat at dinner, I said nothing about the message. I simply watched them. Their smiles were thinner now. Their confidence faltering. They had chosen this path. But the cracks were already spreading. Everything okay? I asked lightly. Sophia stabbed her fork into her food, avoiding my eyes. Fine. Lily whispered. Yeah, fine. But I knew better. And though my heart still burned from their betrayal, another thought began to take root. They thought I was erased. They thought they could replace me. But life had a way of revealing truths. And soon, they'd realize what it meant to sever ties with the one person who had never abandoned them. This was only the beginning. Weeks turned into months. The girls still visited me, but the warmth was gone. They acted like guests in my home. Careful. Guarded. But the shine of their new father was fading fast. It started with small things. Lily complained that he never came to her school events. Sophia muttered that he spent more time on his business trips than with them. Both avoided eye contact when they spoke. Then came the money. One Saturday, Sophia stormed into my kitchen, cheeks flushed with anger. He told me I had to get a job if I wanted new clothes, she snapped. Like, an actual job. I'm 17. Doesn't he get that school comes first? I didn't answer right away. I just poured her a glass of water and set it in front of her. She didn't drink it. Her hands trembled too much. Lily joined her, slumping into a chair. He made me cancel art lessons. Said they were a waste of money. Mom didn't even argue. I clenched my fists under the table. These were the same girls who once said I was never enough. The same ones who believed another man was their salvation. And now they were learning the price. But the cruelest blow came one evening when they sat me down nervously. "Dad," Lily whispered, "does it really mean we can't inherit from you anymore? Like, not even the house?" I nodded slowly. "That's what adoption means. Legally, you're not my children. Everything I worked for, my savings, my assets, none of it goes to you. Not by law." Their faces drained of color. The truth hit them harder than I ever could have. "But, you wouldn't do that to us," Sophia stammered. "You're still our dad." I leaned forward, my voice sharp but quiet. "No. I was your dad. Until you chose differently." The silence was heavy. Tears welled in Lily's eyes. Sophia's lip quivered, though she tried to stay strong. They wanted me to promise them safety. To reassure them nothing had changed. But everything had changed. They had severed the bond with their own signatures. And soon, they would learn that choices have consequences. Consequences you can't erase with regret. The breaking point came sooner than I expected. It was a Thursday night when Sophia showed up at my door, eyes swollen from crying. Behind her, Lily dragged a suitcase across the porch. I froze. "What happened?" Sophia bit her lip, shaking. "He kicked us out." The words hit me like a hammer. "Who?" I asked, though I already knew. "Mom's husband," Lily whispered. Her voice cracked. "He said we were ungrateful. That if we didn't follow his rules, we could go live with our real dad." Her eyes filled with shame as she said it. Real dad. The title they had traded away so easily. I stepped aside. "Come in." They rushed past me, collapsing on the couch. Sophia buried her face in her hands. "He controls everything, Dad. The money. The house. Even Mom. She just stands there while he yells. We thought he cared." Lily's voice trembled. "He doesn't want daughters. He wants servants." My jaw tightened. I wanted to hold them, to promise them safety. But I couldn't forget the sting of their betrayal. "You chose him," I said quietly. "You chose adoption. You chose to sever me." Sophia looked up, tears streaking her cheeks. "We didn't know. We thought it was just words on paper. We didn't know it meant losing you." For a moment, my heart cracked. But then I remembered those Sundays alone, working double shifts while they laughed at another man's table. Choices. Every choice has a cost. "You wanted stability," I said firmly. "You thought he was better. Now you see the truth. But the law doesn't care about regret. It cares about signatures. And you signed me away." Lily clutched my arm desperately. "Please, Dad. We're sorry. We just want to come home." I looked down at her trembling hands. For 15 years, those hands had been mine to protect. Now they belonged to someone else, at least legally. And though my heart screamed to forgive them, my mind knew the lesson wasn't finished. This was only the beginning of their reckoning. The next morning, the knock came early. A courier. Envelope in hand. I opened it with steady fingers. Inside, finalized adoption papers. Stamped. Sealed. Irreversible. I stared at the words. Parental rights terminated. 15 years of sacrifice, reduced to a single line of legal text. Sophia and Lily hovered in the doorway. "What is it?" Sophia asked nervously. I handed the papers to her. She read the first page, and her face crumpled. "Does this mean we're not your daughters anymore?" Her voice cracked on the word daughters. "Yes," I said quietly. "In the eyes of the law, you belong to him now. Not me." Lily snatched the papers, flipping through as tears streamed down her face. "But you're still our dad. This doesn't change who we are." I looked at her, pain surging in my chest. "It changes everything, Lily. Inheritance. Custody. Even my right to call myself your father. You wanted his name. Now you have it." Sophia dropped the papers, shaking her head. "No. We didn't know. We thought it was just symbolic." "Symbolic," I whispered bitterly. "I spent sleepless nights at your bedside when you had fevers. I missed meals to keep food on your plates. I bled for you." Nothing about that was symbolic. The room was heavy with silence. Their regret was written on their faces. But regret couldn't rewrite signatures. Finally, Lily collapsed onto the couch, sobbing. I don't want him to be my dad. I want you. Sophia knelt beside her, whispering, We made a mistake, Dad. Please, tell us there's a way to undo this. I closed my eyes. The truth was brutal. There was no undoing. You can't undo adoption, I said softly. You wanted a new father. Now you have one. Permanently. Their sobs filled the house, echoing against the walls I had built with my own hands. Walls that no longer legally belonged to them. And though every part of me wanted to scoop them up and protect them, a colder voice inside whispered the truth. They had chosen this path. And the law had sealed it. The papers lay on the coffee table, untouched. Sophia and Lily sat across from me, eyes swollen from crying. For years, I had dreamed of seeing them graduate, walk down the aisle, raise families of their own. Now those dreams felt like they belonged to a stranger. Dad! Sophia's voice trembled, small like when she was a child. Please don't push us away. We were stupid. We didn't know. I stared at her. The girl I had once carried on my shoulders at the park, who used to shout, Faster, Daddy! Now begging me to see her as mine. You didn't know? I whispered. You're 17, Sophia. Old enough to drive, old enough to vote in a year. But you weren't old enough to understand what adoption means. She flinched. Lily grabbed her hand. We just wanted stability. We thought he was better. We thought he could give us what you couldn't. I let out a bitter laugh. What I couldn't. I gave you everything I had. Every ounce of energy. Every spare dollar. Every second of my life. And you traded it for his promises. Tears spilled down Lily's cheeks. Then let us fix it. We'll talk to a lawyer. There has to be a way. I shook my head slowly. Adoption is final. Irreversible. Even if you regret it now, the law doesn't care about regret. They fell silent, shoulders shaking. The weight of their choice pressed down like chains. After a long pause, I stood. I will always care about you. I can't erase 15 years of memories. But I can't pretend nothing's changed. Because it has. You made your choice. And now, I have to make mine. They looked up, terrified. What choice? Sophia asked. I met her eyes, steady, unflinching. The choice to protect what's left of me. My name. My future. My peace. I can't keep giving to people who already signed me away. Their sobs filled the room. It tore me apart inside. But this was the moment I had to stand firm. You wanted a new father, I said, my voice breaking but strong. Now you have one. Live with it. I walked to the door, opening it slowly. The night air rushed in, cool and sharp. For a moment, I thought they might run after me. But they didn't. I stepped outside, leaving the house heavy with silence. And as the door closed behind me, I whispered the words they needed to hear. The truth that would echo in their hearts for years. Love can forgive. But the law never forgets.